I've climbed the mountains in Montana, danced in the lights of New Orleans. Portland ran away with me, and San Francisco stayed with me. Nashville made its way in between.
Hello and welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if this is your first time here. I'm Brittany and I'm a nurse practitioner. So if you don't know my story, I had a spinal cord injury from a tumor, and this is when I was a child. I'm ambulatory, I can walk, I have full use of my hands, but I have partial paralysis on my left leg. Up until these last couple of years, I guess, I've noticed a decline from my baseline. Yeah, like I've always been able to just get around and make do with my situation. I mean, I was an ER nurse for 5 years. I have 3 kids. I've always been very physically active. One thing I've noticed is an increase in my spasticity on my left leg. I've always had some spasticity. I used to get Botox injections in my left thigh to help with the spasticity. I've never had that since, but my spasticity, really I've noticed like in my hip flexor and my thigh on my left side has been pretty bad. Also, I've just had some difficulties with balance, like some new issues coming up that are unique for me. Other stuff too that I don't really want to get into at the moment. I kept chalking it up to like, well, I'm getting older, which I am. I mean, I'm almost, I'm 37. I mean, if that's not old by any means, I get that. But like when you have a spinal cord injury, things are different. I have a 2.5-year-old daughter. She's my 3rd child. That 3rd pregnancy, they all were hard on me, but that one in particular was extremely hard on me. So then I started wondering too, like if I just had never fully recovered after that pregnancy, like physically. So finally I decided to go see a spine specialist, which I know I work in healthcare, but like I'm not a doctor girl. Like I don't like to go to the doctors. I don't take medicine. I mean, I take medicine. There's 2 things that I take, which I've talked about. I have no thyroid. I take thyroid medication. I take Zoloft for anxiety. Otherwise, like I'm not a pill person, period. My whole life, people have always tried to give me pills. When I was younger, I did take them because I thought I needed them. But now I just don't like to take them. And I don't like to go to the doctors. It's time consuming. They always want to find something wrong with you. They usually do find something wrong with me. So I've been putting it off, but I decided, okay, I'll go see the spine specialist. Long story short, I am at an imaging facility. I have 2 days of MRIs. This is why I don't go to the doctor. 2 days of MRI, and then he's got me doing, I think it's an EMG, like where they check your nerve function. He wants me to start on physical therapy. I just went there hoping to get like Botox injections in my leg for spasticity. He wants to start with baclofen, which I am not. Like I said, I don't like pills. I took them one time, and I just didn't love the way I felt on it. And it really didn't do a whole lot for like targeting muscle spasticity. It just made me feel like heavy and tired. But yeah, so I'm about to walk into the MRI facility. I got no metal on me. I took out like my nose ring. I put like a little plastic thing in there. I took all my jewelry off. Got a sports bra on, all my clothes. There's no metal because obviously, if you don't know, I guess not obviously, but if you don't know, you can't wear metal in an MRI. It's magnetic. And yeah, I think they're gonna do contrast. I'm really not loving the idea of it. I don't want to do it, period.
Eye doctor. I was standing up there for almost 15 minutes while the lady was helping the other lady not checking in.
Oh yeah.
Standing there. So you know how that feels. So I was like, no, I know how to move away. She's just trying to schedule me.
Oh, for sure.
The computer's not scheduling anybody.
Oh, okay.
Like,
have an issue with
it's weird. So she had to find out what's wrong with the computer, why it's not putting in appointments.
Okay.
Because it's not putting in appointments.
Yeah, that's a problem.
You need an appointment.
For sure. I get it.
Yeah, it's not doing it. It's weird. It's not putting me in an appointment. She's like, what the hell? She had to call the manager.
For sure. Yeah.
So you were all set? You can have a seat?
Do I have any paperwork I need to do or anything?
I just let it.
Oh, that was it? and I don't want to go in. The first day was the easier day. This is going to be the harder day where I get like contrast, and I'm on the table for 50 minutes. So yeah, I don't even want to talk about it that much. I'll probably talk about it after I get it over with. So I stop at Starbucks that's like attached to a gas station, hence the shell in the background. I make my coffee at home every day, but this is a treat. Something about buying coffee out that it just tastes so much better. So I finished with the MRIs. Today was day 2. I talked a little bit before I went in, but I didn't want to talk about it a whole lot before going in because I was nervous. He said I was on the table for a full hour at that time. Yesterday was 20 minutes. And that felt long. So today it was really, really bad. And so today I did the cervical and thoracic spine. And so they put like this cage over your face and you're going in head first versus feet first. So it feels like you're further in the machine. And then also I had to do the gadolinium dye today. So they do a bunch of scans and then they pull you out halfway through. They give you the injection, tell you not to move, and then just shoot you back in. I don't know. I've had the gadolinium dye before. I've never had any issues, but I was nervous. I was still nervous about, I don't know, it's just a lot going on at once, and you feel like you have no control. And he asked me, the guy that was like the tech or whatever that was running it, he's like, is it because you're claustrophobic? And it's not that I'm claustrophobic. It's because it's not like it's a small space I'm trying to explain to him, it's like it's a lack of control. But that's what also like grounds me, is because I remind myself that I do have control. If I wanted to just get out, they give you like a little ball to squeeze. I could literally climb out of it. I'm not actually tied down, even though it feels like it. He said something about how like some people will take like Xanax or something beforehand, and that is not something that works for me because it makes me feel like I have even less control of my body because I'm like inebriated or whatever. So anyway, I literally just basically like clenched my jaw the entire time and feel like I was like holding my breath or something, and I'd feel like lightheaded and then I'd have to take a deep breath. I'd get that panicky sensation like I gotta get out, and I tell myself like, little Brittany did this, so big Brittany can do this. Because I think I mentioned it, I've had tons and tons of MRIs in the past. It's just been years. Granted, I was like, they would sedate me when I was a kid because you have to hold really still. But I remember it being really traumatic, even as a child, and hating going through the MRIs. And so I was just trying to tell myself like, okay, if little Brittany got through this, big Brittany can get through this. I've talked about this a few times on this channel. I used to have very, very severe panic attacks to where I could not leave my house. And, now I just get these moments of panic. Very rarely have I felt like I couldn't do something. It's just, I do it uncomfortably. And that's what happened today. I was uncomfortable.
Remember, you can shut up. Oh, my cow. Oh, that windy move.
All right, so it's a few days later since I recorded that last clip. So yeah, lots been just going on, and I need some time to like just decompress. I feel like I've just been go, and no time to just stop, I guess. So I got my results back from my MRI, and I don't know, like, to me, I feel not wonderful about them. The spine specialist, the doctor that I'm seeing, doesn't seem too concerned. But I'm getting a second opinion because I just want to make sure that I'm not missing anything. So yeah, like I talked about, I had the spinal cord tumor, and actually what it was like tumor and cysts combined. And then over these last few years, I've just noticed a decline, like I said. And then, so I had the MRIs done. I did the cervical, thoracic, and the lumbar. And I went and I got my MRIs so I could see them myself. Like I got the report myself. And so they did find something. And I have my computer with me, even though I'm in my car right now. I come to my car quite often because this is like the only way I can get my daughter to nap right now. And so I bring my computer with me and I do work in my car, like all the time. I'm gonna read to you what the MRI says. God, I have umpteen million things pulled up on my computer right now because I'm a psychopath. So it says, conclusion, abnormal appearance of the upper thoracic cord extending from T1 through T5 with slight expansile appearance with demonstration of post-contrast enhancement and is suggestive of syringomyelia. So I read that, which I was like, oh my God. It I think often occurs with like Chiari malformation, but it can also be post spinal cord injury, and it can be like immediately or years later. And it's basically what they refer to as a syrinx on your spinal cord. Again, this is just what I've learned. I'm just learning about it. It's pretty rare. They refer to it as a syrinx, which basically it's like a sac filled with fluid. I think it's your cerebral spinal fluid, if I'm correct. I'm not sure. Similar to like a cyst, but it's a little bit different, and they call it a syrinx. So they found one of those on my spine. So I read that, and I hadn't heard from the doctor that ordered the MRIs yet. So I called the office, asked if I could speak to somebody or speak to him and just kind of like talk to him, see what he thought. And he called me back, and I was on the phone with it. Like, I keep feeling like I need to clarify that I do like him, but being a patient on this side of things, it really opens your eyes. Like, I felt like he just was trying to get off the phone, like 60 seconds tops, we're on the phone, like he had to go. And I get that he's probably busy, but like for me, I'm reading this diagnosis that feels kind of scary. So he's like, yeah, so we got the report, and some good, some bad. We saw this syrinx and he actually said the wrong levels than from what's on the actual read. I don't remember what he said, but I was looking at the interpretation when he was talking to me, and I remember being like, okay, like, I mean, it's not the end of the world, but he like said the wrong, I can't remember exactly what he said, but it's from T1 to T5. And he's like, so, we're just going to have to watch it. You'll have to do repeat MRIs, make sure it's not growing. If it grows, then we have to send you to like a surgeon, like a neurosurgeon. And I'm like, okay, well, could that be, contributing to like my symptoms? And he's like, oh yeah, your pain, it could be contributing to your pain. And I was like, that's not even why I went there. I did not go there complaining about pain. I don't complain about pain, at least not to anyone besides myself or my husband. But I'd be hard pressed to go to a doctor for pain. And so I'm like, no, I'm talking about my balance and like spasticity and like difficulty with like ambulating for longer distances. And he's like, oh yeah, I could contribute to that. I'm like, okay, do you know what patient you're talking to? So it was like the quickest conversation. And to me, I'm thinking, God, I've been having like this decline over the last few years, and now I'm seeing this abnormal result, and it feels like they could be connected. I mean, he said that they very well could be. I mean, I've only read a little because like a big resource that I use a lot when I'm studying is Up to Date. There's not a ton. Again, like I said, it's kind of like a zero diagnosis. It's not very common. But from what I read is people could live with this forever and be like asymptomatic. Some people can do something to trigger it. So I looked up like, could pregnancy trigger, symptoms? Because I don't know when it appeared there. It could have been there forever, or for years, I should say. So what I read is that pregnancy could trigger like symptoms associated with that. And like, that's when I really noticed these things happening. It was since my last pregnancy. And it was 2023 when I had her, November 2023, and I just never felt like I went back to my baseline. So anyway, all that to say, he's like, yeah, we're just going to manage it conservatively. We'll do physical therapy. But when I read about it too, also it's like there are like surgical interventions that they can do depending, like they can remove it, they can drain it, or like with the shunt, if it's, causing symptoms. Which I think it might be, unless what's happening to me isn't related. But I think it could be related. You know what I'm saying? Like I know my body, and I know that things are different. On the flip coin, the last thing I want to do is have a surgery on my spine, right? Like, I mean, sure, if you were to tell me, yes, we'll do a surgery on your spine, things will get better, we'll at least get you back to your baseline. great. You will recover, there'll be no infection, no secondary issues, wonderful. But of course, nobody can promise you that. And the last time I had a surgery on my spine, I woke up with partial paralysis. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I also don't want to like not do anything and it get worse. This is some bullshit. So I have just felt like I'm like almost like in a fog. On the one hand, I'm like, okay, there's a reason why I think this is why I'm having these issues. And so to me, it's like, okay, there's an answer. On the other hand, I'm like, damn it. You could have all the money and everything, and if you don't have your health, it's like nothing. It's worth nothing. And I don't want to sound so morbid. I mean, obviously, I have a lot of wonderful things going for me. I have a wonderful, loving family and a career that I like. So anyway, and then on top of all that, I did my first like live course with my business yesterday morning. It was a 3-hour live course. And I think it turned out pretty well, but it like just added to the stress. I was in my head dealing with this stuff, like trying to process everything. But then I didn't have time to because I needed to work. So yeah, it was just a lot. I don't know why I'm doing this. Just to hide my face. Hide the fact that my Botox is wearing off, clearly. Or I'm just aging exponentially quicker because of the stress. Anyways, so my goal here is to, I think, get a second opinion and just get a second opinion. I think it'd probably be smart. If managing it conservatively and just watching it is best case, that's the best thing to do, that's fine. Then I will do that. Anyway, so that's the update. I will put a couple pictures of the MRIs if you're curious to look at it. Maybe you know better than I do because my kid said it looked gross, the MRIs. So anyway, that's it for today. I hope that you guys are well wherever you are, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye, guys.
But I wanna know how it feels to hang pictures on a wall.